Hey everyone, welcome to this video. And in this video, I'm going to give you the top 3 ways that you can overcome your DPDR in order. And for those of you that are new to the channel, then welcome. My name's Dan, and I help people overcome their anxious thinking to get their life back on track and to start living their life DPDR symptom free. First, I want to tell you something which is a bit of a misconception with DPDR recovery. So what a lot of people actually think is they think, well, DPDR is having such a big impact in my life, and it feels like I just don't know how to get out of this. It just really sucks. I don't know what to do. So there absolutely must be some really big answer to this question of how you overcome it. Or there must be a million things you need to do. Well, in reality, it couldn't actually be further from the truth. The answer is relatively simple, and there are 3 things. I'm going to go in order of importance from least to most. So the most important one is going to be at the end. Number 3 is grounding. So you might have heard grounding before, but if you haven't, let me explain. Grounding is a way to sort of bring you back to your sense of self, make you more aware of your surroundings, to calm any sort of anxious things or feelings or sort of symptoms that you're going through. And the reason that grounding is so good is because it stops the DPDR from persisting. It almost allows your body to sort of take a break, like just to stop and reassess itself. There are countless ways of grounding, but they all involve your senses. So for example, there's the being a tree. You can be a tree, okay? So you stand there, you plant both feet on the ground, sort of parallel to your shoulders. You just let your hands hang there, you keep your back straight, and then you just sort of let the weight of your body really settle into your legs, into your feet. So you're just essentially just standing there, feeling almost how heavy you are on the ground, and that's going to bring you back down. That's going to help center you and help ground you. You could have a cold shower. You could run your hands under cold water and splash the water on your face, and then just feel the sensation of the water on your face. Feel the sensation of when you dry your face with a towel. What does that feel like? Try and say in your mind and describe what you're experiencing and what your senses are picking up. Another thing you can do, which is also sort of a bit to do with meditation, is breathing. Like not just sitting there breathing, close your eyes, close your mouth, breathe through your nose, and focus on like how the air feels on your nose. Feel it going in, feel it going out. Every time a thought comes in, be like, nah, and then go back to your nose again. Number 2 is acceptance. And if you're not sure what acceptance is, it's basically the intrusive thoughts or the constant loop of thoughts that go on in your head. And it's also the questions that come into your mind, those big existential questions that almost never have an answer. When you accept that you're having these thoughts, rather than engaging with them, it really diminishes their impact on you. If you engage with them, you start to worry, you start to worry that you can't answer them, and you start to worry about, well, what happens if all this is true? And of course, the worry makes you feel threatened, and then the brain's going to do what the brain does. It's going to protect you. So it's going to keep the DPDR there. Instead of engaging with them, what you need to do is really just accept them. Just accept that they're there. And for now, they're going to be there for a little while until you start to overcome your DPDR. The way that you can accept these thoughts is almost to welcome them. Just say, okay, I just had that thought. All right, I'm going to keep going what I'm doing. Or, oh, that was a weird question. That was funny. I thought that. Okay, I just had that question. Now I'm going to keep going. Slowly but surely over time, all this layering on top of goodness that you're doing in terms of grounding and acceptance all goes a long way into recovering from DPDR. And guess what? When the DPDR goes, the thoughts go. Number 1, the most effective thing that you can do to help you overcome your DPDR is to talk to someone about it who is trained and somebody who isn't currently going through DPDR themselves. That's a very important distinction, because if you do spend a lot of time on forums or, videos, writing comments and stuff like that and asking questions, I understand why you're doing that. You're doing that because you want to educate yourself. You want to not feel alone. You want to feel like other people are going through this. You want to know that it's normal, that what you have and lots of other people experience it. And that's all completely fine. But it does get to a stage where you can sort of get stuck doing this, and you just do this over and over and over. And while the people in these forums are doing it through general kindness and wanting to help people, often what they'll do is say things like, this is what I did, this is what helped me. And everybody's different. So that's the only real issue here, is that what might help them is not necessarily what's going to help you. There are three main types of people that you can talk to help you with this. Is either a therapist, there's a coach, which is what I do, or there's somebody who has completely and utterly recovered from DPDR and they know a lot about it and they can give you a much more objective, sort of non-biased approach. What happens in coaching with the people that I help is that I really talk about their limiting beliefs. And often when people have these limiting beliefs, they don't even know that they've got them. So it does take somebody who's doing some active listening. You know, I'm not just having a conversation with them, I'm coaching them, I'm actively listening to what they're saying. And it's only with this outside perspective that people understand why they're thinking what they think. And, you know, what we've said about DPDR is pretty much caused by anxiety. You know, that's a thing. But it can, you know, it can go lots of steps backwards in terms of, well, what's causing the anxiety? You know, and there's thoughts of, well, limiting beliefs, there's trauma, there's anxious thoughts, there's sort of rules you've set for yourself. Your actions might not be congruent with your values. And as soon as you start overcoming your anxious thoughts and your values are congruent with your actions, and, you know, you've changed your limiting beliefs to more empowering beliefs and all the other stuff that you can do, then the things that made you anxious are really probably not going to make you anxious anymore. And the things that triggered you are no longer going to trigger you. And of course, once all these things are resolved and you're no longer being anxious, you're no longer getting triggered and all that other stuff, then the DPDR goes. Like, I know it might sound simple, but it really is as simple as that. There is no massive big answer to this. The person who's working with you in terms of when they're talking to you, they're going to be with you every step of the way and they're going to help you through this. And here's what's really cool, right? Is that even if you do all three of these things, or if you just do one or two or three or whatever combination you do of them, as soon as you see a tiny percentage of improvement in yourself, that is going to give you so much momentum and so much motivation, because you're going to actually be able to say to yourself, wow, it is possible. Wow, I feel different. Wow, I went for 2 hours feeling normal today. You know, and that's going to be so amazing because it's going to give you hope. And there is absolutely hope out there for you. It is entirely to recover from DPDR, no matter how long you've had it. My friends, I really hope you've learned a little bit from this video. And if you have and you did like it, then please consider giving it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.